But yeah, so the skills I want to learn is like, basically it's like being a vet tech assistant, which is like the lowest entry level of like being assistant working with animals and stuff. So hopefully that will be something that will grow. Hopefully will be maybe part of adding to that future that I could have someday. Who knows? I don't know. But, if I want to have animals, it'd be nice to know how to take care of them myself, like, at least medically. And also, I did want to become a nurse to help take care of, to take care of, elderly and stuff. But that seems to be not something I could do. I also thought about being a teacher. That's also something that seems to be not something I can do.
But believe it or not, larger animals to some degree are easier to take care
Yeah, I
of.
could. I
Small animals tend to die more easily.
Yeah,
Like your chickens can be eradicated with one disease.
yeah.
Um, but if you talk about like livestock such as bovine, livestock such as goats, you know,
I think cow might be too big for me to handle, but um,
you need like if you have cows, minimum you need a couple acres.
yeah, it's just I don't think I could sustain that unless I was like a really wealthy person, um, or
No, you
or
don't
had a
need
really
that
good
much money.
job.
Believe it or not, there's people who are poor as shit that quote unquote poor as shit that have
I
livestock.
guess. I guess I got to clarify, in America because that's not the case like in
Yeah, but
America.
the thing is, it's a hard decision to go from like city living to
It is, yeah,
um
it is very much.
yeah. But if you're already in it and you have like let's say family or you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like yeah, if you have acreage already available, then you realize
Or you gotta like, or you got ties to people who know certain things, who have certain tools, who have hand me down
yeah
stuff. It's all,
type shit.
yeah, yeah, type shit. Yeah, if when you're going from like where I kind of live, which is kind of in a city, to like wanting to go out, a lot of people might in my generation actually want to do that. So it's a migration thing that's actually happening. But anyway, I think that um that will be a good step forward for me. And wanting to do that will, trigger maybe like I said, like it's one of those things. Um, wanting to put basically wanting to put meaning into my life is basically like the big theme in maybe the future, the coming years, wanting to put meaning into it and like exacting like as much as because I found the discipline, I found the fuel, and now it's bringing about meaning, um and being like, this is what I would love doing, and I wouldn't be mad at doing this for like, to until indeterminate amount of time, till further notice, um what else? I think, yeah. Oh,
More
I
power to you.
well, I
I'm
know, right?
sure. I don't know if you're gonna live in the city for the rest of your life, but I can say that when it comes to being in control of your own life and when it comes as far as New Year's resolutions, that it kind of, oh, I'm not gonna eat this, I'm gonna work out or whatever. As far as New Year's resolutions go, especially in the case that you don't have to use a New Year's resolution to do anything,
Yeah,
just live your life in a positive, meaningful ways. And who cares about the New Year's resolution? You're
yeah,
gonna do all those things naturally as part of your daily life.
yeah,
And it's like, oh, how do you do this? You're like, what do you mean? How do I do this? It's just part of my. It's like my religion almost. I
yeah.
wake up, I do my thing, I eat well and healthy, and you just do it. Some
Indeed.
people might not relate to that. I'm sorry.
I said indeed.
Yeah, for some people it's harder than others, but it's definitely not impossible. And to everyone out there that's like has to struggle, especially when it comes to like the economy of the whole thing, I can't stretch this enough. More power to you. I want you to be able to achieve more. But a big part of the whole step is the want to do it, if that makes sense. The Not just like I need it, but I need it is one thing. Like you struggle in it, but there's a difference between that and I'm doing it as a daily part of my life, as part of my everyday life.
Yeah, yeah. Do like, having all the, yeah, having all the energy and all that other stuff, but not know where to actually, place it, you know, or like vice versa of like having no motivation and just going everywhere and not really thinking about it. Like it's all about matter of perspective, It's all about matter
I,
of,
I want to be clear. There's that whole notion out there about pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, which I think is bullshit. Some people
yeah,
legitimately can't do that. It's not that simple for them.
yeah,
You need to give them more information or more infrastructure
yeah,
because for some people they can't actually do that,
yeah.
regardless of how certain people say that they're supposed to be able to do that. But at the same time, even if you can't do that, there's other things that you can do.
I think there was a quote that I remember where it's like, what what do you do if you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do? And then the response is, you do what you can.
Yeah, you do what you can.
You do what you can. You can't do nothing, but there's nothing to do, but hey, you do what you can then. It's as simple as that,
Yeah,
you know?
there's no denial that when it comes to, especially for the everyday person, that there's limitations to what they're capable of because they have to think about their wife, they have to think about their kids.
Yeah,
But ultimately, I mean, as hard as it is for some people, it's all a big illusion. When it comes down to it, you do what you have to do, and if you can make your way in one way or another, I don't
yeah.
know. Um, my gut feeling says don't get caught,
Don't get
but
caught.
hey,
Hey, yo. Don't give anybody any bad ideas, Circus. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I think, yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Where the I think a good lasting message, or for this this one-off special for the New Year's, is, yeah, what do you do if you can't do nothing, but there's nothing to do? You can do what you can. You make it simple. You keep it straightforward, and something new. Find something worth it to you, and do it. And like
I want to
find what's worth it to you. Find meaning in what's worth it.
I want to say something though,
Yeah, sure.
and if you can, do right by yours.
Mm,
Do right by yours because even a poor man is a king in his world if he does right by his.
yes,
At least in
indeed.
my experience. When you have the love of yours and the support of yours, you can be all the way up there, you can be all the way down there, but that ultimately is the same thing regardless because you can't buy love with money.
No,
You
you
can't
can't.
you can't buy respect with money. You know what I'm saying? You
No.
can't you can't buy devotion with money. Those things are things that are they don't have a price on them,
Yeah.
right? Because anyone who thinks that, as soon as the money runs out, then the love is gone, the devotion is gone. But
Mm-hmm.
for some people out there, they have the love of a good woman, or they have the love of their children. It doesn't matter how high or how low you are, that stays a constant. So, you know,
Take care.
just
Take
keeping that in mind or as perspective.
Yeah. Take care of your own. And if you take care of your community, your community may take care of you.
Not just of your community, even of your immediate circles.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just my experience. Maybe I don't know.
Community could be a found family. Community could be small, could be big. And I will tell you that in a very real way, I've experienced and witnessed it myself. People I've met throughout my life that are pillars of their community, pillars of their family, pillars of the found family that they've they've made themselves, like they are pillars in it, and they're surrounded by people who care about them, who look up to them, who respect them, honor them, and they're the happiest people I've seen. You know, so there's truth to it.
I've seen that as well.
Yeah. So you know, that's I guess that's a lesson for circus, and you've heard you're
Not a
the
lesson, just some
advice
perspective.
for some advice,
Ah,
perspective.
advice, man. Perspective.
Sure, okay, yeah, call it what you want, dude. You worry too much about labels. Um, yeah, my that's my experience, and this is his. And then uh, basically, I hope. I have a feeling, I have an inkling that 2026 might be really good for a lot of us, but I hope I won't jinx it. Knock on wood. But I think it's gonna be a good year but I also think it's not just a good year. I think life is gonna be a good life, and as long as you keep that with you, and that belief with you, and that um that awestruck feeling within you, that gratitude, whatever you want to name it, call it, label it, if you bring that with you throughout the year, throughout your life, I'm sure you're gonna find your way. You know, just like we all are. Y'all have a good night. Take care, man. Oh, I do want to say, I would love to hear your guys' comments. You know, as much as I'm not gonna be as much as like the views or whatever, or subscribers or likes. I care more about what people want to say, and if there's anyone who's actually viewing this to the end, I would definitely want to hear something, something about yourself, like whether or not you've let her, like, you related to any of this stuff, whether or not you have your own stories to tell, put it in the comments. I will definitely read it. Y'all have a good night again.
5 minutes, people. Post a
Bye.
comment.
I know,
Talk to
right?
Circus.
Talk to
Talk
Circus.
to Billy Breezy. Make some comments. Say some shit. They'll reply to you.
Yeah, I know, right? Hit me up if you're interested in circus. Okay, I'll make a I'll orchestrate some kind of blind date or something. I don't know. No, I'm just
Fuck
kidding.
you.
I don't know. No, man, I'm pipping you out, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get those views.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pimp me out. Do it.
I'm just joking.